poor. We're poor. Ashe.
Ashe.
We're poor to the creative spirit, the great Ashe, out of which we all emerge. Ashe.
Ashe.
We pour to that creative spirit by whatever name we know it, whatever name you hold in your heart, in your mind, whatever name your ancestors gave, whatever name you learned as a child, whatever name you believe it to be, whatever name you believe it to be in spirit or in science. Ashe.
Ashe.
We pour to the first human beings who came into existence on this planet, the first human beings who raised the first structures, who cooked the first meals, who taught the first children, who had the first children, the first Africans, the first people, who stood upright, who walked, who figured out how to stay on this planet, who figured out how to pass that knowledge on to their children and their children's children, the mothers and fathers of civilization. Ashe.
Ashe.
We pour the next libation to their grandchildren, their children's children, those who raised the great early civilizations of Kemet and Kush and Monomotapa, the great medieval civilizations of Ghana and Mali and Songhai and Kanem Bornu. We pour to those who the great civilizations of the Igbo people and the Hausa people and the Kikongo people and the Mabara people, the great Mande civilizations, the great Kikongo, the great civilizations of Southern Africa, the Bantu people, the great civilizations of Southeast Africa, the Dinka, the Shilluk, the Noor. We pour to those millions who raised the foundations from which the world would learn what it meant to be human in the world. Ashe.
Ashe.
We pour to their children who were upon the arrival on the shores of people they had never seen before, found themselves captured and marched overland, found themselves perishing by the millions before they were held on the holding cells and the open air pens on the coast of West, Central, Southern, and East Africa. We pour to the ancestors who did not know as they were stripped of all clothing and sent denuded into boats, packed like animals, and strewn their bones across the floor of the Atlantic and the Indian Ocean. We pour to them who in the last moment on Africa grabbed the sand and grabbed the dirt and put it in their mouths and understood that the only thing they might have to preserve their place in that continent was their memory of that place and their ability to pass it on to their children. We pour to them. Ashe.
Ashe.
We pour to those Africans and their children who finding themselves cast adrift in Santiago, Cuba, who found themselves cast adrift in Porto, Spain, Trinidad, and Port-au-Prince, Haiti, who found themselves cast adrift in New Orleans and Charleston and Mobile, who found themselves cast adrift in Salvador, Bahia, who found themselves cast adrift in Barbados and the archipelago that formed the wayward and the windward coast. We found them in these places learning Portuguese and Spanish and French, whose often first words was, "Oh my God, oh Madre de Dios," who found themselves praying to survive and pass on to their children the memories. We pour to those ancestors who are represented in the thousands buried in all the square miles of where we stand, and who sit here buried before us in 400 caskets forged of wood from West Africa with Adinkra symbols. Each one of them, each woman, man, and child, symbolic of millions. The children of those who could not be killed. We pour Ashe.
Ashe.
We pour to their children who somehow survived the hells of enslavement and fought for emancipation in the Caribbean, the French, British, Dutch Caribbean, who fought for emancipation in South America, who fought for emancipation in Central America, who fought the struggles we refer to as the Civil War in the United States, who came out of that, marched out of enslavement through Reconstruction, and found themselves making great migrations, eventually ending up in places like New York. Their children's children, who making a way for themselves, became our great-great-grandparents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our parents. Those who, when the first bones were discovered in this space, held their hands and said, "Stop, no more." We are here to speak for those who can no longer speak with their mouths. We pour for those ancestors, some of whom came to Howard University in 2004 and followed these caskets all the way back to New York. We pray to the great ancestors, the ones whose names we know and the ones whose names we don't. And at this moment, as we pour this libation, I would ask anyone who feels comfortable to say the name of someone in your bloodline who is no longer physically here, but who you know made it possible for you to be here. Go ahead, let's hear the names. Haywood Carr,
Porter Griffin,
Thomas Jr.,
Evelyn Glover.
We pour to the names that we hold collectively. Ganga Zumba in Brazil, Toussaint Louverture, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, and Henri Christophe in Haiti. We pour to the great Avengers, Nanny of the Maroons of Jamaica. We pour to the great ancestors, Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, Frederick Douglass. Say the names that you study. Who are the names of the ancestors that you have come to hold in your heart and your mind as you hope that you can do what they did for us, for your children and children's children? Let's say some of those famous names. Malcolm X, Fannie Lou Hamer, John Henry Clark, John T. Jackson, Jacob Carruthers. And finally, two final libations. We pour to those who make it possible for us to do what we do. We pour to these rangers who stand guardian over this sacred space. We pour to these Africans and these folks who have come from Howard University, the staff, the faculty, the administrators who brought us here today to bear witness. This is not a libation, but an affirmation, because their hearts still beat, their tongues still speak, their minds still think, and their minds still wish the best for us. We pour for all of those people who surrounded us on this journey today and made it possible for us to be here. We pour this affirmation of thanks, Ashe.
Ashe.
And finally, we pour to your children's children's children who will one day stand on this space and speak your name. Ashe.
Ashe.
Yo, can I be heard in radio land? I hope I can. I don't know. Can I be heard in radio land? Radio land, radio land. Please, to the one viewer, please press one if you can hear me loud and clear. Because I'm a little rusty. Haven't been on here in a while. Haven't went live in a while. Happy New Year. If anybody can hear me. There we go. Hey, Timothy Parker, thank you, man. Thank you. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to you. Hope everything is going fine on your end. Everything's going beautiful over here, man. We just wanted to, come and show a little love, man. Show a little love to the family. We haven't been live in a while. Just to come wish Happy New Year and make sure everybody healthy and well and doing fine in this crazy world that we call a miracle. I want to go over some just view some videos of one of my old shows. Well, I'm still a part of, but it was I'm gonna do this to since Dr. Carr did the libation for the ancestors, man, we gonna do it like this, right? I'm gonna show this of Sacred Streets, man. This is a show that I was a part of, and we've been working on season 2. That we gotta come back and start over again. I mean, not start over. My bad. Bring season 2. A lot of people liked it, so here we are. I hope you like this, Timothy. Thank you for the love, man. Thank you for the love. Your comment, your likes, your shares. Thank you so much. So, again, Happy New Year. 2026 is for the ancestors. So let's view one of the episodes that I was a part of. We did 2 years ago. It felt like it was yesterday. 2 years ago, Sacred Streets. And, like, subscribe, share. Damn, 1,300 views. Let's go. Let's check it out.
I'm Baba Shola, Baba Lawo, and philanthropist, and blah, 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 blah.
Central.
Oh, hard working man, construction, spiritualist as well.
But
Nice.
Been around for a while. You know me.
Yes.
Wow.
So today we're talking about ancestral.
Wow, this is before I got initiated into Ifa. I am now a Babalawo as well of Ifa, Isheshe. I went to Africa, Showbo, Africa, and got initiated. So, hey, man, let's tune in.
Tendencies. So what does that mean, Baba? Why are we talking about ancestral tendencies on our very, very first episode, the podcast?
Well, because it's the most important aspect of religion, in my spirituality, in my opinion. To connect with your ancestors means to connect with who you are. And we discuss these concepts in many circles. One thing is always consistent, is that no matter what religion you're from, most of us recognize our ancestors. If you're Christian, if you're Muslim, Ifa, whatever, most of us agree that our ancestors are a common thread, So
All right. So to kick it off, I figured that we could go into a story. So I know in the tradition, we love stories, right? They remind us of who we are. They kind of light our path. If we're dealing with something, we can refer to them like a reference. So I know you got a story for us. I know you got a good story.
Plenty.
Let's go.
Well, let's go with my favorite one that talks about how ancestry is accessible to everyone who just simply plugs into it. So this story comes from the Oduifa Oturupomeji. And Oduifa is basically an oracle. And it's from the Yoruba tradition out of West Africa, Nigeria to be more specific. And these oracles tell stories that reflect ancient situations that apply to us today. And so this one story, Oturupomeji, it talks about how a displaced person, no matter where they're displaced from, like how they can just access their ancestral power just by calling on their ancestors' names or visiting a gravesite or just remembering a person in their family. So this Odu starts out by saying, Pwepwe, Ifa priest of the inside, Otita, Ifa priest of the outside. It is the sparrow that builds its own nest, and the entrance face down in the curve. The entrance neither touches water nor rests on dry land, but the entrance face down in the curve. Ifa divination was performed for Oyepolu. So that's where the story starts to open up. And so Lopoyu is the guy who went to get divination.
Okay.
So when they say cast divination, that means somebody had a situation and they went to a priest or to see somebody. And they sat down and they got divination. So Oyepolu was the person who went
So the priest who got the divination.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so, Oyepolu was a person who was the offspring of the priests and chiefs of Ile-Ife, which is the kind of like Mecca, but like the origin of Yoruba tradition,
Right.
and the birthplace of what we know as the Yoruba tradition today, or the culture today. And so his problem was his mother left him when he was very young. And when he grew up, he couldn't find a wife, he couldn't find wealth, he couldn't find joy, he couldn't find progress, couldn't find open roads, he couldn't find anything. His life was just at a standstill. And so he's like, well, how am I from the big chiefs and the kings, but I can't really get my life to go, And so he went to his Ifa priest, and Ifa priest said that you should just go to the graves of your ancestors and beg for power and authority. And Paul said, I've seen these people do weak rituals, they make costumes and
Right.
They have food prepared. So how is it that I could just go to the grave and just ask, and I'll have the power that all these people had for thousands of years? But he didn't know that embedded in this culture is energy that is transferred through DNA. That without ritual, you can just access, right? So, because Ifa never lies, because the oracle is always true, he went with it. So he went to the graves of his ancestors and he started to ask for power and authority over his life so that he can command or manifest, as we call it today, you know, or conjure or whatever. And so when he did that, his life started to change. He found wealth, he found joy, he found happiness, he found a wife, he had children, he built businesses, he bought property.
So basically, right, so to relate back to modern times, right, when I'm getting from the story, you know, so basically he was just like a child lost in the wilderness, basically. And he relied on Ifa, divination,
Correct.
to guide him.
Correct.
So that's very relatable to a lot of people, you know, in today's time that is lost.
Yeah. Yeah. And even more relatable is when he started to beg for power and authority, it just started to work. But then the last point is the key. He said, if water is the first thing to be put on the ground, I do not know. If cola nut is the first thing to be put on the ground, I do not know. So he's referring to all what he's seen.
Right.
He's seen the big chiefs and the kings put the water down, be tutu.
So basically, don't be intimidated by what you don't know.
Right.
You gotta tap in regardless.
That's what he said. Like, I don't know none of this.
Right.
Palm oil, I don't know nothing. But what I do know is if I said come and beg for power and authority.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he did that, his life started to become well for him. So for us, it's important to like look at that story in many different ways. One is that he was the offspring of the ones who performed the ancient rites of the city of Ife, which means that he was from good stock. Yeah, what you call, you know?
Good lineage.
He had good blood in him. And so some of us are like that where, you know, like I'm supposed to be something.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what in a lot of cases, but like I'm supposed to be something. I feel like I should be better than I am right now because inside we know we're great. We're the DNA of kings, queens, blacksmiths,
Right.
carvers, creators of culture, you know?
Sure.
And there's a part where we hit this wall where it's like, okay, I've done all the things that I've been told to do by my forefathers, but the ancestral piece, the spiritual piece hasn't been woven into our lives as much as things like, let's say education, for example. You know, we like education, that's important. Spirituality is equally important because when stress comes from education, life, marriage, whatever, what do you have?
You got it. That's your backbone.
That's your base.
Yeah.
And so that story talks to that. So I just like to pull that story out because it's a simple story. It's very complex at the same time. And it relates to many different demographics of people. But for us here in the States, it like really hits on the head because we've been disconnected from our mother, our tradition, our land, our drum, our food,
Right.
the way we interact, our hierarchies, our systems.
Yeah.
You know, we've been cut off from all of those things.
Rites of passage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yo, so you know, like basically, you know, you get from that, don't be afraid. Cause that hold you back too. Cause basically, like you said, in the old dude, he was like, look, I don't know how to chat, I don't know how to do face, I don't know how to do none of it.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So basically, like, I think that's one of the most, that's an important old dude, I feel like, for somebody that's really going through something who feel alone. But you're really not alone.
And take it a step further. Step further is let's say the person does connect with their ancestors, right? Talking about being afraid. Like when they do, they come get a reading, or they visit a babalawo, or they go to a ceremony, we feel it and we know it's real. We know it's good. Some innate says, this is for me. But fear again makes us go to the back of the ceremony, look at the ceremony with a fear lens, which puts another wall up. Even when you've walked into the room, I see it all the time. I see we have a ceremony, the drums are going, everybody's feeling good, and then you see a person that's feeling good start to think about it, like, wait a minute, what's really going on here? You're like, wait, don't leave.
But see, you gotta cut it. You folks scared of change and new too, bro. That part,
They are.
you did what I'm saying.
They are. And you don't want to look dumb. You don't want to embarrass yourself. But what I got from that story is, especially where you said, okay, I'm gonna do this, but I don't know. It's kind of like, it's better to do something than nothing.
Yes.
You know, it's at least try.
Put your hand on it.
You put the effort, right? Put your hand on it and it will come. The more you start showing up, the more you're reminded of yourself. Is this going to come to you? But you have to start somewhere.
It's true. That's
Something
tradition.
is better than-
That's how we learn mostly, is through doing. And when I was in Nigeria in 2005, I've been studying this tradition long before that, but I saw something that I never saw before in practice, was that you really get it by doing it.
Hold on, what year, bro?
It's a 205.
That's what.
Yeah, I was over there. My first trip to Nigeria was 2002. That was my first trip to Nigeria. 2002.
20 years.
It was a long time ago.
Sheesh.
Many moons. So in 205, I saw, like, if I just sat and watched, went back and practiced, and not read, because I was accustomed to watching, reading, then applying and practice, right? So I learned that if you watch, go do it and fumble, mess it up, watch again, go back and do it. The next time it gets a little better, it gets easier. And that's how you learn to master something. Not know something, but master something is by doing it. Because when you put it here, you don't really have it. You just, you're just familiar with it.
You learn it with your hand. You learn with your hands. Yeah.
And that's how in African spirituality, that's how we internalize, which turns into what we can manifest.
Repetition. Yeah.
Ritual.
But I don't think that, I know it's when you come to a new space and you come to a new practice and it's all new and unfamiliar, but I think, especially Black folks, I feel like we already have some semblance of what's going on. Like, you hear phrases like, oh, he been here before. We keep coming back. And it's like, it's hinting at what we're doing anyway. So I think a lot of people are already familiar with it, but as far as the practice, it's like you have to come back into yourself.
Well, piggyback off of that, you're absolutely right, because we never lost who we were. No matter what people say, it's still inside of us. And Africa's still in you. It is. You can, look at the Black church. Call and response. The worship.
Ring shout.
The ring shout. Yeah, shout out to the whole corridor, the whole Gullah Geechee Nation, Queen Quick. But it's in those, man. It's no matter if you want to fight it, it's in you, man. Africa is in you.
Right. When you're trying to claim it or not, it's in you.
And
Yeah. Well, I mean, you see things like pour out liquor for your homies.
Mm-hmm.
I seen that way before I knew what a libation was.
Mm-hmm.
Had no clue what libation was. But I saw that consistently. If you go to any like old person's house that has like a fireplace, normally on top of that fireplace, it looked like a shrine.
Yep.
Of some sort.
Yeah.
They're gonna have Martin Luther King.
that one picture of Jesus.
It might be John F.
Black
Kennedy.
Jesus.
It might be
Jesus.
It might be
Or
John F.
Jesus.
Kennedy. Don't forget, it might be John F. Kennedy. Though. It depends on how you forward
Generation.
Yeah.
It might be John F. Kennedy. Definitely a glass of water.
You saying JFK? Obama up there now.
Yeah, oh, right.
They don't
You're
switch
right.
it
Yeah,
out.
you're right. Yeah, Obama there now. Right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the many shrine. Right. So that's synchronization.
When somebody gets killed
Yeah.
in the street,
Right.
what we do?
Got
We go put the teddy bears out,
Yep.
flowers out,
the T-shirt.
out,
Yep.
the t-shirts. You know, those are things that resemble ancestor veneration
Mm-hmm.
that we've just done without any prompting through any kind of African spirituality.
I mean, it's a homegoing, right? It's a homegoing celebration. It's not a funeral. And we know we're going to see them again.
Yeah.
Where's that come from? Come on.
And the bigger your church hat is, talks about how, big you are as a mom in the church.
Influence.
That's the same thing with the gala,
Right.
The bigger your rap is, talks about how big of an EI you are, and who you married to or whatever that is.
Yep.
And so some of those things that reflect African spirituality, like collard greens and black eyed peas.
Yes.
Dollars and cents.
How that prosperity food,
No, that's what it means.
wellness food, that you have at the beginning of the year. The shrines that we have in our houses here and there, the shrines that are put up when somebody gets killed in the neighborhood, and how we gather though. That's the other part. Not only the shrine, but how we gather there and put our energy to the homegoing of that person. That's I don't think we know how powerful that is, and the candles going and our energy pushing that person to transition well, for the family to heal, like all that's like so intentional. It's so African, it's so spiritual. So
Absolutely. Well, what do y'all think about this new trend of people saying, we are not our ancestors? And they're saying it with their chest, like just disrespecting their whole legacy, right? Right. So I wanted to hear what y'all felt about that, because I'm like, that's hella disrespectful. And I know
there's a podcast, some shit I'd be like, you shouldn't even say that.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
but
ridiculous.
Right. But you got to understand, a lot of this is social
ridiculous.
A lot of this is social media revolutionary.
Yeah.
Which is, I feel like you can look at that this way or this way. You got certain movements that shine light on certain things, but then you got certain things you're like, man, what the hell are they talking about? You get what I'm saying? So you can look at it like I always say, social media is a gift and a curse. That's your my perspective. Cause you can surround yourself, like everybody's in the bubble. You can say you not, but you in the bubble. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So you can surround yourself and get your algorithm where you just see certain stuff. But to the question is, we're not our ancestors. You're right. I do find it disrespectful. You're right. You are not the ancestors. That's how I look at it. Because you're not in the street. You're not walking in them church shoes for 10 miles.
Right.
You ain't going head on with the police. You sit behind the keyboard typing.
Right.
So you absolutely right. You are not the ancestor.
Or you sitting there recording it from way over there somewhere.
Right. When you saying somebody get choked out. You're right. You ain't the ancestor. And the ancestors would have ran over there, walked down, help the brother out, help the sister out, because we can't forget the police kill Black women just as much more as the Black man. Absolutely.
Yes, sir. What's up, sir?
Nothing. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
What's happening?
What's happening?
Oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I
Did
just
you have
got
to?
on my homework.
Okay. How did that go?
It was all right. You know, I'm doing my popular culture project on Beyonce's Lemonade.
Yeah, that's a great choice when you said it.
Man, I was rewatching the video. I'm probably gonna spend all day just going through breaking down the symbolism like on the pills.
Oh man, getting your pseudo bad.
You know, it come in clutch every once in a while, bro.
You feel me? You better get an A on that shit.
I better.
So now I was just man, I was like, man, shit. When you had said uh just about uh what your papers be on and stuff, I'm sorry reading it. It is ancestor veneration, so I just was like, I was gonna go live anyway, but then I just was like, shit, fuck it, why not? One of the other Baba Walls, he do a show. Shout out on the phone, Baba Ross Kofi. And he always start his show off with Dr. Carr doing libations. So one day I was on this channel, I was like, hey man, I need that ASAP. And I was on a little young guy too. He be doing a show. I was on his show earlier today. I guess it just motivated me. I'm like, man, fuck it, why not? We need to, go on and get our watch hours up on our show. And then maybe we can monetize this shit. TK can get some money cause I was going through the channel. I'm like, damn, TK really did just like keep the channel afloat with his content. You feel
Yeah,
what
TK was putting out work for
you
real.
right? So I'm just like, shit. If we monetize this shit, which I would send the money to him, you know what I mean, to him to put his account or whatever, because
Mm-hmm.
shit, all his stuff got the most views. And I'm just
Mm-hmm.
looking at that stuff. I'm like, damn, that shit quality as hell, and the comments is like people love the primary corners. You know what I'm saying? So
And TK voice so smooth, and I told him he
yeah,
need to
right.
get on that audio book narration. I'm telling you, them hoes will go crazy over that deep, smooth voice.
Yeah, man. So I just was like, yeah, let it get the watch hours up, cause once they start running ads on them on the videos, that the algorithm will go up too. So like I was just saying, like certain spaces and shit. So I would never promote this channel like in the conscious community. You know what I'm saying? Oh damn, she dropped that. All right. So hold on, we're gonna crank it back up. I'm finna go on mute till Sue get back.
But like you said, you sitting there recording. Get off of him. Nah. Yeah, you're right. You ain't there.
You're right, but I want them to speak
That's a
for
good point.
yourself.
There you go,
My
you
bad,
back.
my bad, bro.
Nah, you good. But like I was just saying, I was like certain parts of the internet, and I ain't gonna even use their name. I never, cause like I seen a couple people in here I never seen anywhere. I never promote our channel like on the fringes of black consciousness. I guess that's what you know what I'm saying. Cause when I'm looking at TK work, man, that shit fucking like damn near PhD shit. Like with your stuff,
Yeah,
like
yeah. I told you, TK a super nigga.
right. So like even with your stuff, whenever you ready to, get your PhD and stuff, or your capstone. I'm like, bro, just use the channel. You feel what I'm saying? And these people that come in on here that's just regular average black Americans. And that's what we want, and especially like for you, like hell nah. Cause if you start teaching somewhere you feel to your students over here, those young impressionable minds reading all them bullshit comments, that we would hear already. Like, nah, bro. Nah,
Yeah,
niggas talk about
we got a whole different vibe over here.
right, and that's what I'm saying. Like niggas talk about Hubert Harrison. Like even you know what's crazy? So our most viewed video, of course, it was TK is the Zora Neale Hurston. I say, damn, people really like. I was like, yeah, her
Yeah,
name,
Zora gonna do numbers. And
yeah.
TK, he's so smart, and he got time to just sit and read and dissect stuff. So he knows how to
Cause that's all
analyze
he be
stuff
doing, right?
correctly.
Cause that's all
Yeah.
he do, right? That why I be telling people like, bro,
That's why I was trying to tell him, as much as he
y'all
read,
nigga
that's
don't
why I
even
was trying
know,
to
boy.
tell him why you ain't start your Substack yet? Like why you ain't well he got one, but why you ain't put nothing on it? Hell, he could put his art on it. He don't even do that.
Right? He don't, so. And that's the right play for all that old damn bullshit that he be doing. Let me start.
This
that
motherfucker, this
that
motherfucker
nerded
drew
out
me with
ass
my
shit.
bonnet on. No, what my bonnet? It was some rollers in my hair, bro. Like, what
Yeah,
is wrong?
that old nerd ass art. See, that
Yeah.
what y'all don't know, bro. I'm telling y'all. To the people watching, that nigga TK, man, yeah, he's a special guy, man. I love you. I love you, big deal, man. I love you, TK. Yup.
I
So
told that nigga, I'm about to block you, bro, because why did you pick the picture with the rollers?
yeah, out of all goddamn pictures. Oh, bro.
And
You
get
know
off my social
he
media,
asked
bro.
you about that shit. You know he asked you about that shit 2 years ago. You remember that? It was about
Yeah.
3. You remember that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
been about 2, 3 years ago.
I went to,
Let me get that one with the rollers. So you don't want none of these pictures with my hair done? You want this
yeah, man. Get your motherfucking ass on, nigga.
one?
Yeah, bro. So tell y'all, nigga TK, he every book these nigga be talking about they done read, TK has read. And then what's so crazy is so he can hit them nigga with the Jesus topic. And he know the Jesus shit.
Hey, listen. Anytime I be don't I ask me, I be like, TK.
And he know the Muslim shit.
Yup, he the one helped me with my women, what was it? Islam and sexuality shit.
So would you rather be born
What you about to say?
uh, would you rather be born in Saudi Arabia or Iran?
Saudi Arabia. They be
That-
doing bitches dirty in Iran, bro. Like in Iran, you gotta wear them goddamn veils up to your eyes. They don't be fucking around.
Saudi Arabia more like America. Yeah, kinda, a little bit.
They're a little less strict. Iran I'm gonna tell you, when America overthrew their elected official in what year was that? Was that the 70s or the 60s?
Iran.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
uh-huh.
when they did that shit and installed that crazy nigga in there, and that motherfucker started making them bitches wear them veils up
Yeah,
to their
Sharia law.
eyes.
Yeah, man, but the thing is, what crazy is, bro, that nigga, bro, they be working for America. That what people don't even be, man, they be working for, man, boy. Yeah.
Man, what was it called? What did they call it? The Islamic Revolution or something in Iran? Because Iran was trying to be like America. Like the women was dying, they hair blonde. They had shopping malls everywhere. They was getting Iran was like the #1 place to get their nose done because they wanted to look their nose a little more European. They was getting plastic surgery. Man, they got that crazy nigga in there. He said, enough. we going back. We going
Yeah.
back to the but bro, let me tell you something what I learned that I didn't know about Islam. That having a harem, that veil and shit didn't even come from Arabia. That shit came from Iran, Persia. And that shit is originally Persian and Greek because the Greeks used to make their women veil too when they went out in public. So they didn't start doing that stuff until they started conquering. They didn't get incorporated into Islam until they started conquering other regions. Like they got it from Persia. That seclusion shit come from Persia. Man, I ain't know that until I took that class, women, sexuality, and Islam. It really came in handy a little bit.
Oh, so what we saying? Allah Akbar. Coach say you should have been born. Coach say you should have been born in Islam.
No hell, I shouldn't. Bro, what I tell you?
You
What
would
I
have got
tell you?
stuck. You would
Bro,
have
I
got
would have
stoned.
suffocated that motherfucker with a goddamn goat skin. They would have stoned me to death.
Bro, you said that shit that day, bro. I thought about that shit like fucking a week. I'm like, man, bro, a ghost, bro. You know how hot that motherfucker? First of all, do you know how hot that motherfucker is? Shit. God damn, boy.
Man, I'm telling you. I don't know. I ain't gonna say I couldn't do it. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I mean, not with maybe if I was born, like if
If you,
my
but if you were
2026
born,
self, like if
but
I
if you
was
were
born in
born
a
in it,
culture, yeah,
yeah,
I would
yeah,
probably I
that
would
shit,
adapt to the culture.
yeah,
But
that
like
shit
if
wouldn't be
I
no
was like a
problem.
transplant, like me, Black African American Shanetta, get transplanted over there back in time. Yes, nigga get choked out with that goat skin.
Bro, you said that shit. Oh man,
Hey, what they say? Fuck you mean?
fuck you mean, boy? They say, I'm geeked up, looking for a eat up. All right, man, hold on.
Ah.
Let's go back to the what's today. Hold on.
Oh, you don't speak. You don't know my ancestors because it sounds like you don't know yours.
Right. Yep.
I know I'm my ancestors, and I'm honored. Okay.
I guess that's the point. I guess that's the whole point. The disconnect is if you're not doing something that is in the same practice of your ancestors, then how could you connect?
But then, I'm
Like if you don't react to these situations like they did, if you don't take a spiritual practice seriously like they did, but if you don't value family like they did, like
right.
then you can't say.
Then that do come from a place of ignorance. Because a lot of people who says that don't know who they are or know history. Because you got to understand, you have a lot of people, and I'm just keeping surface, a lot of people that goes against King. For me, I'm from Atlanta, born and raised. He a hometown hero to me. Because when you listen to the later version of King, King say, we need our money. We coming for our reparations. That's the only way he knew what.
He did. Can you say we coming for that money? I posted the video actually on our channel. He said, you got down America take care of the peasant, the white peasant. America take care of the businessman, bail out corporations. And he just done forgot. America has forgot about the poor black and the poor white.
Yeah, that's the king that I don't want us to know about.
So I always tell people all the time, though, when they get mad at King, I understand. I understand because, the black infrastructure, in America was so fucked up. What choice did we have? And I just seen some too. Oh, it was on Instagram. My algorithm pretty much straightforward. It was a guy talking about segregation. And he was saying how blacks was against Brown and the Board of Education. They were like, fuck that. We don't want to integrate. Just give us the money on. I was like, well, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, grandma said so when they shut down the last two. Well, we only really had two black high schools in Statesville. There was Morningside and Unity. They use
Okay.
Unity now as a community center, and my uncle, he was the last principal of Unity High School, and so grandma said when they shut Morningside down and made them integrate in the Statesville Senior High, they didn't want to go to school with them. Grandma said they fought every day. I think I shared it, that newspaper article where my grandma and them got arrested. I mean, my great grandma got arrested with my great aunt and my uncle because they was in Statesville High
Yeah, yeah, you
fighting.
showed it. Yeah.
They started a riot up there, and Reverend Harris had to come bail them out. So black people really went because they knew what type of hostility that they was gonna be facing.
Encounter.
And then
Correct.
they don't talk about how many black teachers and black administrators lost their jobs due to integration. Them people didn't, they was not accepting those black teachers like that in those white schools. So where did they go? Nobody talks about the job loss.
That's a good point. Damn, I never even looked at it like that.
Yep. Dr. Carr bring that up all the time about the job loss that black teachers and administrators suffered during integration. Like some of the best teachers lost out on positions. And I feel like because our kids, one of the reasons why our kids don't respect teachers is because the teachers is unrelatable. They white and they women, majority of them. And I'm gonna tell you this: I was the only black chaperone on that DC trip. On that DC trip, them kids was running wild until I got their ass together. I'm the only one they would listen to, and that's why I was like, it should have been more black parents on this trip because these black kids was not listening to these white women that were chaperoning. They would only listen to me.
Right. I remember you. Yeah. Right. You talked to us about that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to. I'm glad you brought that up. That's crazy. We going to the MLK Museum for Juju, and I'm actually gonna chaperone. This gonna probably be my first trip I ever chaperone, field trip.
Mm-hmm.
And damn, you're right. So like at the school she go to, she's never had a white teacher, and that being pretty much intentional for me and Londa. You know what I'm saying? Like because
Mm-hmm.
I feel it turns into the white savior complex having a white teacher, especially if they fall in love. You get what I'm saying? Like, am
Do
am
you
I
remember in the 90s, like it was like a little thing for these movies to come out with the white savior complex with these
hell
teachers?
yeah? It was
Like
one of my favorite movies. What it was, Principal.
and it was another one with the white woman and she had a dang, what was the name of that movie? She had a whole bunch of black kids and Hispanic kids. She was in LA. Used to come on
Yeah,
TV all the time.
I think we'll look it up. Hold on, let's jump back on this right quick, and I'm gonna let these dogs out. Hold on.
To do.
Yeah.
One of our close partners, grandfather Ramsey, Uncle Dashy. You feel what I'm saying? So I suggest them people know more about their history, know more about their ancestors and they self.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But
So-
you know, you bring up something about that, and everybody love King now. Everybody love King.
Yeah.
Would they really been rocking with them back in the day?
But I'm happy they do
yeah.
because I hate the stigma of he was soft. or he was a sellout. But what you gonna do? Who got more guns than the white boy? You ain't got more guns than them.
But King was ready to go to jail.
That's
what all these armchair revolutionaries.
Right.
They ain't trying to go to jail. They trying.
That's what I said earlier. Right.
Community. I'm just saying.
Man, boy, 10 miles at 100-degree road in church shoes and a suit. I can't even keep no church shoes on for 10 minutes. Then down. I'm saying, bro. No, I'm serious. It's a lot of stories where the blacks was ran out of town because people just simply outnumbered. Just right down the street up in Buckhead. We had Buckhead was black. But what happened, 2 people said they got raped. 2 white women claimed they raped. They ran up out of town. Right up at Forsyth. We got so many stories of that. Well, black people defended themselves. We not what that's why I say you're right. You're not that ancestors. Because the white folk come kick you out. Oh, what are we gonna do? Like she says, start recording. No.
Right, the boat, remember? What are we calling it?
The boat fight.
What do they call it? Look, the brawl.
Yeah, right.
The sweet tea brawl. What do they call it? Everybody talking about, man, everybody's on cold. Would you have jumped in there? Yeah. Would you have grabbed the chair? Would you been throwing some blows? The sisters were on cold. They collected the women. The men were on cold. Who was up in the gallery?
Shout out to that little watching. Shout out to that little young boy swam across the wall.
Swam, okay.
I can't take it no more.
Yeah. Like Uncle Man.
Would you have been on cold?
Right.
You know what I mean? So speaking of like honoring our ancestors, we actually got a moment to actually talk to some people in our community. And we asked them about how do they venerate their own ancestors? How do they honor their own people? And here's what they had to say. So, Bubba,
Yes.
what's going on today?
This is called Punch Bar. And so Punch Bar is a collaboration between a spiritual community, a nightclub community, and a DJ community. And all of us are all spiritual people, and we all interact on a spiritual level. And we're going to do something that's going to evoke more unity through social events. And so Punch Bar is going to be that.
So where did this idea come about?
This idea came from necessity. So I throw a lot of spiritual parties, ceremonies, and people get together and they commune, they pray. But normally we don't have much time to just socialize and talk about normal things, right? Outside of spirituality, outside of shrines. And so this is going to create a space where we can just relax without any spiritual accreditations, any accolades, and just sit and kick it as people, right? And then maybe make some deeper connections. This is also an opportunity for other businesses to get together and market their products or services.
Please tell us your spiritual name.
My spiritual name is Orisha Bukola. That stands for Obatala comes where wealth is. My government name is Bella. I run Bella Shea Kitchen.
Heart.
It is delicious. So could you tell us, how do you honor your ancestors?
I honor them the same way I honor the people in my life. You feel me? I feed them. I give them water, drinks, whatever their favorite food was or their favorite whatever accessory was. I make sure they get that as well. I talk to them just like I talk to you right now.
And so what prompted you to get into this type of practice?
So I was adopted and I always wanted to know where I come from. So I started digging deep, getting in touch with some of the family members that I did know. And they led me to Virginia. And in Virginia, I have some cousins. And then I found out that my great-great-great-grand was from Nigeria. She was from a tribe called the Igbo tribe. So I started digging deep. I had already started getting crystals and little stuff like that because I was trying to tap into, just me, just trying to find out who I am. So with that, I came across Ifa and I tapped in.
So what has been the biggest impact on your life since you started doing this regularly?
The biggest impact is me working on my character. That has been the biggest impact because when you think you all right person because you got a good heart and you don't mistreat people. It's still some things within our character that we have to work on. And with this practice, it teaches me and it holds me accountable. You feel me? And I've never been held accountable. So that's a plus, me being held accountable for my actions and how I carry myself and treat others.
So how do you honor your ancestors?
Well, I go to the river, give them flowers. I just started, so I'm still learning. I'm also like, giving them praise and always thanking them for leading me and guiding me through like hardships or just like happy moments and stuff. That's how I honor them.
Are there any particular ancestors, like maybe as a grandmother or a great uncle, anybody that you could think of who you speak to frequently or you try to venerate?
I recently saw my mom. She was laughing in her dream. She didn't say anything, but she was laughing. She was sitting in a chair and she was just laughing. And I was like, well, so funny.
They call it fun time.
Like, I want to know the joke. Well, maybe she was joyful.
Maybe because she's been saying how she wanted to go, and maybe that was just her expressing how happy she is on the other side. And that when I woke up, I was like, whoa. I was like, that makes me happy. Yeah.
So my last question would be, like, how did you even start on this journey? What prompted you to get into this?
So I realized I was dealing with a whole lot of stuff, but it was nothing like from this dimension or something like that. It was more spiritual. And I just knew it was something I was fighting that wasn't, in the flesh. And I had to literally go seek out somebody that helped me because I knew I thought I was going insane, but I really wasn't. It was me going through that awakening. I love it. I love the new version of me because the old me was just like very very passive to a lot of shit. Now I don't take people bullshit no more. And I think that's the one thing that I'm learning is boundaries, and not people pleasing as well.
Can you start by telling us your name?
My name is Martin.
All right. So do you honor your ancestors in any way?
Oh, always. I always. First thing in the morning when I get up, I give gratitude to my ancestors, to the universe. I have to acknowledge them every day without fail.
Are there any particular ancestors?
Well, as you know, your direct family is your ancestors. So I honor those, and then I give affirmation to the universe in that way. So that's how I do it.
There's a lot of things that I do to honor my ancestors. It's funny you say that because my mother's birthday is coming up and she passed away. So one of the things that I do to honor her is I like to cook a meal that she likes to eat. And I like to dance because she loved to dance and she loved to go out like a lot. So a lot of times when I'm going out, it's really for her, you know what I mean? And I know that she would have liked this event for sure. Like this is something that she definitely would have been into. Now, when I tapped into my spirituality, it changed my entire life. It changed the way that I talk to people. It changed the way that I'm outside and roam these streets. It changed the way that I do a lot of things in my life, the way that I eat. What I do when I first wake up every morning, you know what I mean? Like giving thanks to the ancestors every single day, praying to my hood, giving thanks to Ifa, giving thanks to Takasha, and really practicing my Native American spirituality and practicing Ifa has helped me in so many different ways. And as a mother as well, to be a better mother to my children and to raise my children in Ifa, to know that they're going to do great things because they have that discipline.
All right. So we know that we all come into our belief systems, who we pray to.
Wow. I never even seen. Man, I'd be so goddamn damn. I actually remember that night. And Doeen, that's the host right there. She and the cameraman Tim, shout out to Tim, man. They was recording and interviewing people, and man, it was pretty dope. That's why I be saying, man, Atlanta. I don't know about anywhere else. Of course, like New York, fucking Mississippi, Texas. Atlanta is the culture hub, man. If you want black, hold on, shit, North Carolina, you know what I mean, but I guess a little mainstream. You get what I'm saying? But man, shout out to the blacks.
Shout out to the blacks.
Here you go, Netta.
What? Dylan.
Yeah. Got my real shit on there too. What up, yeah?
We were giving you high praise, man.
Oh, what's up? How about what?
I'm just saying thank you. Cause I was looking at the channel, like I was telling Netta. And it's your content, bro, that kept the channel afloat.
Oh, that's what's up.
And I was saying we get the watch hours up. And once the channel, we're gonna try to get the channel monetized, and that money gonna go to you.
Shit,
because
go to us.
No, because bro, you the one that
listen, bro, we a squad. That's what it is. It is what it is. Hey, we all contributed in our ways. Netta bring her common sense. We bring the spirituality and fun. Coach be bringing that leadership I'll be needing, so I don't cuss everybody the fuck out. Bro, I'll be dropping the information, some squad shit, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, Chance, we don't. That's what I was telling Netta, man. We don't do that over here, boy.
Do what?
What he said.
What did he say? Let me look at this.
The blacks are indigenous to America.
That's why I say so.
Man,
I don't.
so TikTok, bro. He up there talking about my grandma. Gonna ask his grandma. Did anybody ever tell them they was from Africa? No, nigga. Because your grandma, your great grandma, your great great grandma been in America. So why the fuck would somebody tell them that? They from America.
And then a lot of them, you got
not just America, but they from Virginia, South Carolina.
Bro, they from Virginia.
Then a lot of them, you gotta remember, was on crack too.
You got listen. Your grandma 65, bro. She was probably on crack.
That's what I've been saying. So that man.
I'm not lying, bro. I am a product of the crack area. My daddy right now is but heart only pumping 15% because he done smoked crack for 35 years, bro.
Yeah. No, Zane. No, Zane. I promise you, bro. We'll never do that over here. We don't even talk about that shit. Look at the channel. Yeah, bro. Yeah, we. This shit is straight. Yeah, that's them. Right. This shit straight fucking Black American history, bro.
Exactly.
And I'm giving.
And you know what? Speaking on that, you know what I'm gonna say, bro? Stop paying attention to poverty pimps. They come in here and they fuck with us because we out here fucked up. We looking for solutions. So they just say shit that sound good, but there ain't no real solutions that come out of this shit. Like, bruh started a nightclub. Bruh dropped all them DVDs. Where's the concrete work that did something to save somebody other than drop information we already read in books?
Who started a nightclub?
You know who he talking about.
Greasy hair with the maroon. He had the extensions.
You know who he talking about, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like that's, I'm good on that for 26.
That nigga turned the museum into a nightclub, bro. That's borderline genius, though.
But that's what I'm saying, though, TK. Like, even when Netta graduate, and she was saying she got to create her content for her graveyard. I'm like, ain't no way in the hell I goddamn promote this channel in the fringes.
Okay.
Cause she sent her students over here. The Caucasians she worked with. Cause you gotta have. Cause they the one with the money. They the one with the financing. Man, we don't want to have all that bullshit on here. This shit need to be strictly what we created the channel for: Black Brown Tape, Black conversation, Black history.
Yo,
You know, I'm
what?
serious when it
Facts.
comes to that graveyard work. I don't fuck around with this.
Yeah, exactly. And there ain't no time for somebody to be trying to fuck up your future with that shit too. You doing real good, getting people.
Yeah, all that trolling.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. All right, I'm finna go back. Hold on, y'all.
Hold up, before you go back, what y'all been doing? Y'all see the Sacred Streets? What happened? I missed part of it.
I'm playing a video, fool. The ancestor generation. Yeah, go on.
Okay. Yep.
Yo, all right.
Who we honor by way of family a lot of times. I know I grew up in the Baptist church. It's an itty-bitty church. I've been baptized. And in addition to all of that, my own mother and father have told me stories about my family. They told me some creepy stories. And you learn a lot, you know, but a lot of that is to prepare you for life and to prepare you for how we roll, how we operate, because we've been here before. They've been here before. And with that, they teach you about your grandma, your great-grandma, your great-grandpa, where you come from. So I would say how I came into venerating my ancestors was visiting grave sites. It was hearing how we related to such and such, and John and Jane, and they, all of that. It's really, for me, it was history, and it was these stories that connected me to my bloodlines on both sides of the family. But how did you all come into ancestor veneration as like a practice, a part of your life?
You want me to go? Well, so for me, my story is kind of unique. I wasn't raised religious, so my grandfather was a seeing man. So it was always he would always tell us these stories, you know, just about different aspects. Like had the obituaries around the house and just say, you know, this is such. That's your uncle, boy, or that's such. Well, he had the horseshoes in the house and practicing a little hoodoo. You know what I mean? So the older I got, that's when it was like, hey, okay, this more of a African American way of honoring. Well, you get your candle, set up your little shrine with the water, candle. You know, however your flowers. When you cook, you feed your ancestors. So that's how, for me, growing up, it was honor. So I didn't go to those steps till I got older, maybe, you know, late 20s, early 30s. But being young, honoring the ancestors, we would definitely go to the grave sites and, you know, go with the obituaries in the house. Hey, Uncle such and such or whatever. So, yeah, that was at my grandparents' house. Yeah.
I think that's amazing because it's interesting how it just kind of slips into your everyday life and you don't think about it as demonic. You know, it might be a song that comes on the radio. Like my dad, rest in peace, he loved Luther Vandross. Me and my mother would be driving somewhere and Luther would come on. It's like, oh, Dad's thinking about us. Mm-hmm. But he's gone. Yep. So where did that concept come from?
Yeah. But he's really not gone though.
Hey.
Why did we start singing Luther Vandross before the tape?
That was just.
So what y'all think? I mean, I'm asking Netta, she worked the graveyard.
What was that? What's the question?
How did you come to venerate your ancestors?
Oh, you know, like being in the church, we used to always go out to the graveyard. Got to put the flowers down on the holidays. So like Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, maybe their birthday, whatever. You go put flowers down on the grave. Keep the obituaries in the house.
Nice.
You know,
like that's the ultimate.
Even, you know how people just have pictures of their ancestors on a wall and stuff. That's ancestral veneration. So people don't think about that. That's what that is, but that is what it is. But I got into, when I was 18, I started getting into my family history because one day we was riding to a family reunion and my Aunt Essie was like, and this is actually how I got interested in history, was through my family history. And she was like, you want me to tell you about my granddaddy? So my Aunt Essie, the oldest living person in the family, she was like 70 something now. She was She died when she was like in the late 90s. So I was like, yeah. She was like, yeah. My granddaddy was a slave. He was born in Virginia. He was sold to North Carolina at age 8. So I started I took that little bit of information and I ran with it. So that just developed into an obsession. And now I'm the family historian. And so then probably like, I don't know, maybe about 4 years ago, right before I had Kingston, I started getting into cemetery preservation. And so I was looking for this cemetery that was abandoned. And the whole time the abandoned cemetery was in my backyard. So then I started going to my family cemetery and it was basically neglected. Like nobody came and picked would clean it up. So this year I took on the role as a caretaker of my family cemetery. I paid for the lawn care. We went out there in October. We cleaned the headstones and we did all of that. So that's what I do for my ancestors.
That's nice, man.
That
And I
is
told
nice.
you gonna definitely be blessed, man.
See,
1
the next
million
Zora,
times.
I be trying to tell you, that's little Zora right there. She's on it. Excuse me. I can't wait. Oh man, she got some shit in the works. Y'all need to follow Ada's daughter.
Oh yeah, my
Substack.
Substack. My Substack is dedicated to my great grandma. Ada is my great grandma. So yeah, I dedicated my Substack and my TikTok to her.
Facts.
I just
got a
read
link to your Substack.
I'm gonna post it.
Okay.
Ada's daughter.
I just read your last article.
What you think, bro?
Yeah, right here, your opinion.
Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Why he getting that? I loved it. This is the fight we need to have. You one of the leaders of what's to come. We need to start celebrating our information, taking on a different character of our information. We are not the same. We are different, and it's okay to celebrate that. I like that. I like that shit. Yeah, please follow. That man, listen. Not only is it insightful, but it should spark some kind of curiosity in you to read We Don't Serve the Same God joint. The most recent one where she was challenged basically about her topic for a capstone. And after checking the bull, he had to reiterate and also clean up some shit he said. I love that kind of shit. First off, I'm messy as fuck. Just to be honest with niggas, I'm with the shits. Okay, so that's my shit. But I'm also on some stand 10 toes down on what you believe. Figure out something, do something, create something that is going to be lasting for the Black community. Don't just be talking shit. And Netta don't be talking shit. She be doing that shit.
Yeah, I had to tell him because he was, when I first wrote my capstone, so to clarify, my capstone, let me get this long ass title because I always forget it because it's long as fuck.
Yeah.
Hold on. But basically, my capstone project was about the role of urban development in the erasure, relocation, and neglect of African American cemeteries. And so, yeah, the role of urban development and system.
Nope. I'm gonna say it. I got it printed out right here.
You got it?
Yep. From sacred to sacrifice, the role of urban development and systematic racism in the abandonment, erasure, and relocation of African American burial grounds.
Yep, that's it. And so when I first introduced the topic, because your topic has to get cleared by your professor, right? So he was like, yeah, you can build on this topic for your master's, if you plan on to go to graduate school, woo. So what really fucked me up is that I didn't write the paper within the historical method, using a historical framework. I wrote my paper in the Africana Studies framework from Dr. Carr's Intro to Africana Studies class that I took online on a little online thing called Nubia. So I wrote that paper in that framework. And when I put in the paper what framework I was using to write my paper in, one of his questions was, what makes the African... He didn't challenge me on it, but he wanted to know why did you pick the Africana Studies framework instead of the traditional historical method? And so I told him, because the Africana Studies framework encapsulates movement and memory, cultural meaning making, and what else did I put? Basically, it humanizes people, because instead of them looking like a whole bunch of dates and names, it humanizes people and it shows you the movement and the memory and what they are to each other, who we are to one another as a community. So how do they all relate to each other? And so that's why I picked that framework, because when it comes to African American burial grounds, we didn't have access to burial grounds like white people did. And we always had to put our burial grounds in places that was prone to floods, just unwanted places that was not desirable. And so that's another reason why African American burial grounds often become erased. And so when he got to reading my work, he was like, yeah, it's a good paper. It's a great paper. I made an A on that paper. I got 100. But you ain't gonna get no funding with this project. That's exactly what he told me. He was like, in the political climate that we're in, you gonna get denied. If you present this to get a fellowship, or this is your writing sample to get you into a master's program, they're gonna deny you. You're not getting in with this subject. And I didn't even think my paper was even that radical. Like, I thought I did pretty. I thought I had mild language in it, but he read that paper, was like, oh hell no.
Yeah, listen, and I get it though, but it is that radical though. And the information you was looking for Africana Studies is on page 4. The framework, sufficient lens than traditional historical methods, because it centers the African American community's agency, lived experience, and material culture.
Yep, that's it. Thank you, because I was trying to find it. Because the paper's so long, hell, I forgot what all I wrote in it.
Man, that is long. It was good. It took me 2 days to get through because of my notes or whatever.
Oh, bro, like,
yeah.
That's the longest paper out. Man.
Yeah, this motherfucker is 28 pages printed, single page, double space.
But yeah, and
but it's worth it.
When he gave me the feedback on my project, I was like, well, I emailed him, asked him for clarification of what he was talking about, because he basically told me he don't even think that I should go to grad school. Like he basically was like, he don't even know, because I want to go to grad school.
Right.
But when he gave me my feedback in the video, he was basically like, I don't even know if it's a viable, like it would be a viable option for you. So I was like, what the fuck
I was offended for you. Like, I was like, what the fuck kind of shit is that?
So I was like, first of all, I didn't write this paper for academia. This paper was a love letter to the ancestors. And that's what I write a lot of my papers on. That's why I was telling Ogun, I was like, a lot of my papers, when I reread it, I write it as a love letter to my ancestors. That shit ain't for y'all.
Exactly. And that's the fight. That's the fight. It's okay to write for us. You know what I'm saying? Just like how we was talking about Langston and Zora. You know what I mean? And how at the end, they basically was saying she was writing for white folks. And no, she's not. She's writing for us. She's writing in our dialect. And she's not the first person to do that. I don't want to go that hard on you, but she's just not the first person to do that. There is another book from the 1890s where he speaks strictly in the dialect. It's called The Conjure Woman. The book is, and I forgot the author's name right away.
Oh yeah, it's Chestnut. What's his?
There you go. Yep.
Forgot his first name.
Yeah. He did the exact same thing. He spoke from our point of view, our perspective, what was going on in our communities, and James Porter later writes about that fight that was going on with the Harlem Renaissance. And like I said, that thing we was talking about prior kind of cleared up some stuff that I was confused about, like the hate that was a part of being a part of actual society. Like we're gonna always be black. Like that's how I view it, right? But you do live in an American society, and it's okay to show regular shit. Like it's not all drugs. It's not all the downtrodden. Some people are successful. Some people don't live that type of life. Some people are middle class or upper middle class and can afford to send their kids to college. And those stories can be told too. Some people are just out here having fun. Some people are going through the struggles that most of us go through just being black in America. But it's okay to tell those stories too, just being regular. And so that's how I took the fight. But you on that same shit.
That was practicing what we call now respectability politics.
Yeah.
So exactly. They felt like Zora, you trying to, but Zora was. She wrote that letter to that woman talking about some yo pickaninny. Zora, what was you on?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah. Like what little joke?
Zora was hitting that. What was the drug of choice back then? Opium. Zora was on that opium.
That
cocaine.
Facts, cocaine.
I mean, I'm gonna say this.
Any book?
Yeah, trust. Yeah, bro. You know, we stay goddamn. That what y'all don't know. We ain't been live and shit, but we still very close. Yeah. But hold on, let me say this. I don't know if you read Barracoon. Read Barracoon, Chauncey.
Definitely read that. Quick read, about 140, 50 pages.
What else?
Info.
But I'm gonna say this about Zora, about that comment.
Hey, didn't it?
I mean,
okay.
Hold on. I understand.
Okay. I want to get into that.
We can sit here, right? You got there, be like, bitch, what you doing?
Yes.
But if you ain't got 100, we'll just say $1 million back then, right? Mm-hmm. If you ain't got access to a well that doesn't run dry,
super facts.
You and if you love what you do so much, you get what I'm saying? Like Zora loved traveling, getting those stories. She was so in love with it. She felt like she wanted to show her, okay, bitch, I'll be subservient.
And that's was it an act of protest to call herself the little pickaninny? Was she trying to take a shot at how the white woman was treating her?
You know what? I ain't think about it like that now. So
that's what I was trying to say.
Knowing Zora, she probably was being sarcastic.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
why she write in one of her books, told them white folk, go ahead and use that John the Conqueror route.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, like I was like, how that? Because oh man, this new voodoo book came out. It's like an academic take on it, right? So as I'm reading it, I'm like, I can tell that he skimmed all of the other information because he tried to say certain things was made up. And I was like, no, they wasn't going to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you are never going to get that full, you know what I'm saying? It's not your fucking business.
See, Zora already made them uncomfortable with how she never changed her accent. Right?
Yep.
So when you're around all these super rich blacks, the new blacks, you know, you're supposed to be talking, actually, the professional way, and this is what we're doing.
Right.
So, all right, hold on, man. Go on mute. Let's try to get it finished up. Cause I wanna, because on the low, this show really is kind of slick dedicated to Netta and all the work that she do. So go on mute, bro.
Is it a change? Even if
That was my daddy.
That was
that was just out the blue, Luther Vandross, weird, crazy, silly singing, you know.
So
right?
That's dope.
I mean, you know,
That's dope.
Or we saying somebody's dreaming. Oh, I had a dream. I got this message. You don't think that's a little mystical? Like,
I just feel like
I would think so.
honoring your ancestors is like fighting.
Oof.
It should be basically like when you get up and brush your teeth, if you brush your teeth.
Yeah, just honor yourself.
we hope they
Honor yourself.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Cause one thing I know, the ancestors are ill. They are very, very alive, not in the physical realm, but in the ancestral realm. And they active.
Yeah.
And they'll come to you too. Shit. I know you, boy, I'm telling you, boy, I done woke up. I'm like, oh, what the hell? My dad told me, boy, like, nigga, well, you gotta relax, nigga. This shit too real. No cap. You feel me? So
Yeah.
I ain't talking, no spooky shit or none of that. I'm talking about, and I'm pretty sure folks have had those dreams. Like,
Now think about the people who have that gift and ability, but no place to put it as far as making sense of it. You know, let's say you had somebody had the same ability you have, and they dead or deceased father coming to them every week. You know what I mean? But they don't have a place to put that. And then they ask a church member, yo, what's this? And they like, oh, that's the devil. Like, that can put you in a
that shit put you in the bind. Because now you struggling with your faith and you struggling with God damn, and my dad and the devil now.
It gets real like that.
crazy.
Right.
It gets real like that.
Going crazy.
It gets real like that. Yeah.
But I did tell my wife, I say, shit, that nigga need to give me some longer numbers, right?
Right.
But so I know, I went straight back to the money and I'm like, boy, daddy, you coming to me talking about that? Bro, you need to drop them CAD 3 number if it is the black kid. But nigga struggling, boy. So about don't go over there.
Right.
Yeah, you need to say, son, don't go over there. But
over there.
2, 3, 6. Right.
Play that on Glenwood.
Yeah, right.
And Wesley Chapel.
What's your story? How did you get here, Big Baba?
Mine is a kind of a mixture of both of y'all's. Like, definitely the grave sites. We made it a point to always go for Memorial Day. Take flowers out to the grave site, remembering the names, knowing who's who, what grave sites are where. So my start was through Christianity. But my parents took a different kind of road as far as culture. They were Black nationalists. They were revolutionary minded. They were cultural. They were woke before woke was woke. And so that kind of led me into digging more into African spirituality and African thought processes and culture, which led to Ifa. And Ifa put me back to the ancestors, basically. Like, well, you can't deal with these deities in this way if you don't know how to deal with your ancestors in this way, because that's the groundwork for being able to contact an Orisha or a Netaru or Abos or whatever tradition deity you may be dealing with, because the practice of the ancestors, when you're doing it with intention, it's an easier relationship because it's already established on Earth. And then from the ancestral realm, you just kind of reflect then what you did or would have did on Earth through a spiritual shrine or a vessel of some sort. So, my started in Christianity and was developed more through Ifa, or mainly through like in the beginning through ASCAC, the Kemetic, cool. Then to Ifa, then to actually practicing Ifa, and then coming back to the ancestors again. Like, this is really the base.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna tell you a personal story. Like, I believed in ancestor worship, veneration, power, interaction, all of that. 100,000%. But I started to really know and believe in it 1,000,000,000% when I had some transitions in my life. Family members that I was close to that transition, that you can see those people still in your life, but they not there, kind of thing,
It be eerie, bro. Yeah, it's like until the point. I'm sorry to cut you out, but let me say this: when you sit in the room and you heal,
you feel them there.
Or them folk call you like, wait a minute. They call your name, or you feel them like you feel them walking around.
Yeah. So before that, it was a concept. It was shrine offerings, feeling goosebumps, that. But when I had some transitions, I'm like, yo, I feel my brother in the room right now. Like, then that night he's in my dream, and then what he said in the dream happened the next day. Like, that's what I really like. Yo,
already seen them. No,
this is. You hear that, bro?
We trying to hit,
my bros. We miss you, boy. See my mouth though.
Yeah, shout out Baba Dare, shout out Baba Doobie, shout out Debo, shout out all the heads, you know what I mean? Shout out all the fallen soldiers, man, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's when I really was like, damn, this is more real than I knew, because now I'm truly interacting with a personality that I'm familiar with, as opposed to a concept of ancestors, And that's when you can be more intentional,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask y'all this. Why is it when Black folks talk about ancestor veneration, it's something supernatural? We don't do that. They're gone. We don't fool with it. Mm-hmm. But other folks of color, oh, it's fine. That's part of their culture. Asians do it. Natives do it. Everybody does. Literally, Disney made what's the movie where they?
Yeah.
You feel me? So
I use it, yeah.
But when we do it, it's like it's taboo.
They did Coco too.
Coco.
Well, that's a part of the indoctrination. What happened to us? A part of the slavery, because you got to think a lot of the revolutions was led through. Hey, we tapping into the ancestors.
Yo.
Yo, what up?
I see you trying to drop jewels.
Who?
Oh,
you see Baba said exactly.
This video really good as fuck though.
It is. It's one of my favorite ones. I'll be watching these drinks.
You see Baba said what you said, so going to the grave, came through the church way.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's how it's going. It shouldn't actually happen like that with Black people that start chasing their history.
What you mean?
That you're just going to end up coming to like Ifa or some kind of tradition that's really rooted in Africa. Practice more hoodoo than going to church on Sunday.
But the black church is really rooted in Africa more than anything. So it really don't be that foreign to us, especially if you come from
AME.
Yeah,
facts.
Right. Cause I was I don't know why. Cause I was raised in Amazon, so I don't even know why I didn't even think of it. So
no, and that because it feels so close to everything else. That's what I'm saying.
African American. What AME is? She African Methodist Church.
Yep.
African Methodist Episcopal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that shit.
That man is Shevitz. First Sunday.
It don't really be foreign to us. It's just that it's so ingrained into our regular everyday life that we don't pay attention to it.
Facts. That's why I try to tell folks like we've been burning our hair and spitting on the broom.
Yeah, you better burn your hair.
Man, I remember Mama used to be like, "Don't let no bird get a hold of your hair. You gonna have a headache."
Yeah. Burn that shit.
Yeah, she used to be like, "Don't let no bird get a hold of your hair. You gonna have a headache."
All right, so let's finish it up. Cause I don't want to stay long. Cause I know it's 7:44. Let's finish it up, cause I don't want to lose y'all. Somebody gotta go. Let's finish it up. It's probably about 10 more minutes. All right, hold on.
Get us out of that bondage.
But it was almost like it took Black Panther to bust through for folks to be like, oh yeah. You know what I mean?
So like with that, I don't really I don't judge it because that's like when you trying to get to the finish line, no matter how the hell you get there. This way, that way, you there. And if Black Panther brought that, I'm glad my folk leaning on it.
I think the responsibility is where with the people who are what's prepared for that crossroad to be in place and ready.
Yep.
When the consciousness shifts, where are the people who are welcoming those people who want to know more about? And yeah, I feel like you. Like I love Black Panther. I hate who did it and how they did it, but I wish it would have been us all that. But at the same time, I never seen that many Black people wearing African clothes in the movies. I'm keeping it stupid simple. Because like those are the little wins for me. You know, those are small wins for me. Like, yo, look at all these people in the theater with African clothes on. That means they went to some Black businesses and bought these clothes. That means when they put these clothes on, they stopped at Kroger's before they got here. They saw how people looked at them and they was like,
they felt good
about that.
They felt regal.
Then they walked into a place where everybody else is in that same vibe, and that put the icing on the cake for just wearing those clothes. And so for some people, it was just that moment. Some that turned to a whole lifestyle.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, how you get to the finish line, if you dive in, if you backflip in, then I'm with it. As long as you cross the finish line.
And then like you just made a statement though, but you know, when a student ready, the teacher will appeal. Because you were saying what people they're gonna embrace them. When the student ready, teacher will appeal. Absolutely. So you know, I mean, hey, I love put on your all white African garb with your Jesus sandals.
Well,
let's get it.
With the kufi on your kufi. Hey man, I love it.
Well, I know you've been back and forth to Nigeria for many years now. I always wonder, what do the Africans think of us?
Oh,
putting on the clothes. Is it?
It's mixed. It's mixed. The first time I went to Nigeria in 2002. I got.
Here we at. Here we is. Is he finna debunk FBA? This was 3 years ago. Let's go.
Man.
Here we go. Hold on. And I'm gonna be honest. I don't even remember this episode. I'm gonna be truthful with y'all. When I recorded these episodes, however many it is,
this is like number 3.
I never went back and watched none of this.
Oh, you're crazy.
This is my first time watching these episodes. Like I didn't know the commercial was in the middle or nothing. I'm being serious. After we recorded this, I never rewatched them. So I don't even.
Well, that makes more. You know what? On some real shit, it makes more sense to me concerning this kind of information.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah.
So I don't even know what he finna say. So let's see what he say.
Yep.
And yeah, okay.
off the plane, this Nigerian dude, he called me an Oyinbo. White boy.
Oh, okay.
It literally means honey tongue. Oyin is like your spiritual name. Oyin is honey tongue. And so, I had on just some regular clothing, not necessarily African, but it was kind of like cultural. So he called me Oyinbo. And this lady, she ran up and said, "Don't you ever disrespect our brother. Da, 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 da. He's come home to our motherland, and you ignorant." Da, 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 da.
Shout out to the black one.
Shout out to the sisters.
Shout out to the sisters.
I was like,
Yo, thank you. You were green when I shot off the plane. What green, bro? Yo.
and so I think it was because I said I didn't want him to get my bag, or I wasn't used to the dash culture.
Yeah.
I wasn't used to all that yet. I didn't know anything about that yet. I'm like, no, I got the bag, bro. And he called me Oyinbo. And so I knew what that word was.
Yeah.
And so she came in with the da, 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 don't disrespect him like that. And so it's mixed because some people think y'all are just white people or Europeans or some kind of like thing outside of us coming back to colonize.
Mm-hmm.
That's one perspective. Another perspective is y'all are different from us because y'all are half breeds.
Yep.
Then there's another perspective of you are a long lost brother. So when I went, I didn't know that some of those brothers had never seen Roots.
Oh.
They didn't even know people that were like 25 back then. They didn't even know how treacherous our story was. They had no clue.
They don't teach the slave.
When you tell them, like, they break down in the tears like, Shola. This happened to no, it didn't happen to me. Like, it wasn't me. But my great, they like,
well, they were calling them themselves.
Well, but the thing is, the brutality that we went through to make sure that we didn't remember.
Yes.
My Nigerian brothers, they couldn't fathom how we went through that. And to this day, some brothers in Oshogbo at least still don't know the journey we went through to be here. And so shout out to our godfather, Agbongbon Fakali Fani, the Agbongbon of Oshogbo land, who has for many years been a pillar of Ifa studies.
And they told me Pan-Africanism was dead.
Shots fired. They ain't lying. Yo, you know it's crazy. This go right in line with this book. I told you it was 2 books that made me stop believing in Christ and shit, right? It's called African Voices of the Atlantic Slave Trade. And this chick, she went back and forth to Ghana and got the stories from the people that didn't get taken in their experiences. And one of the things is they try to like forget it, change their names. She had to get in with this one chief so that a family who does talk about it would talk to her about it. And in that blah blah blah, but in that they was like that. They don't fuck with it like that. They don't talk about it in certain groups and communities, and they feel like it's disrespect if you bring it up. Like in certain situations with the group she was fucking with. But how Ghana's center wasn't there. It was closer to the coast, and then the king got kidnapped with the drummers. And the drummers was the power. And so they moved inward, and it was crazy. It was crazy. But that's how they was. People bring it up, be sick about it. Some people don't even know about it like that. It's wild. I think that's a fucked up thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
say excuse me, nigga.
Oh, excuse me. Damn, I'm eating. I just, man. There it is.
Not there it is.
I just want to say, man, Happy New Year to the Black Brown Table family. Thank y'all
Absolutely.
for the few people that came through. Damn,
Yeah,
we
we
ain't been live
appreciate
there.
y'all.
We ain't been live in a minute, and we got up to 7
Man,
people.
over a year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody been busy too. That's crazy. Thank you. Yeah. Following through.
Coach at work. I see they ask about Coach. He
Gotta-
around.
Yeah.
Crazy nigga. He around, y'all.
He definitely is. Keep his baby alive.
So I want to say, I dedicate this show to you, sir.
Ooh, cool.
Oh, thank you. That warms my heart.
Keep up the good work. Yep.
For real. Y'all better catch up now.
And she done put me
charge
on.
later.
I ain't gonna tell y'all. I tell them. The podcast she put me on. I'm obsessed with this podcast.
Oh yeah, no, don't tell them. That's a secret weapon. That's a secret weapon.
Hey, bro,
that's a
it's
good
so
time.
many primary, bro.
Yo, listen.
So many primaries, and she lists them in a little description.
Yeah, listen,
man.
You know what it reminds me of though, for real? Us talking in the chat.
It do.
Yeah.
I say, this is us talking in the chat. But they edit it. You could tell that they edit the conversation.
Oh yeah, you gotta join. You gotta join her little. It's behind her. The paywall's behind her little website, but it's kind of like her Patreon, but it's not on the Patreon. It's behind her website to get all of the outtakes and shit. It's like I don't know. I think it's like $7 to $8 a month.
Man, you know that might be worth it.
You gotta join that to get the outtakes of that shit. Cause she said she's trying to find a way to fund season 2 because she paid for season 1 out of pocket. So she.
Oh, that's rough. Yeah, they definitely did a good job.
Right.
I mean, you know what? Are we getting to that? Is that hating by not telling them?
Well, you know what? Y'all come back and we'll tell them. No, 3 episodes from now, because I want to watch Sacred Streets a couple more times. I'm telling y'all, I never even listened to this. I did the show.
I'm so upset with you because these shows are amazing.
I did, bro. So
I would
I'm gonna play
anybody interested.
So I'm gonna play the one with Tata next.
The boy that had the
the Padrino.
Yep. Okay.
He's very close to my family. He is a just to break it down in simple terms, he is a priest of Apollo.
His story crazy too.
Yes, very crazy. So, yeah, man, this is dedicated to our sister. So look, I'm man, thank y'all for tuning in, man.
When we going live again?
We'll talk about it behind. You
gotta give us some consistency. It'll be
I am, bro. No, I want to get the watch hours up. So we might do this next Sunday. Because like I said, I want to get monetized, man. Get some of that ad revenue. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I got them videos.
Now's the time we need to do what they doing. Drive them to the website behind the paywall for the other shit. Listen, because I got tons. We got tons of shit.
I told y'all, man. That's why TK is gonna get paid. That's why I was telling them.
And I got a whole scheme. Plus, listen, free movie drop in June. You know what I mean? 1791. You gonna love it.
Y'all hear that?
I mean, it's gonna be AI powered. It's a telling of the Haitian Revolution. Just you gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be worth it. I ain't gonna beat you over the head with stuff that I think the Haitian Revolution is important. But I'm also like, I don't want
the Haitian Revolution was messy.
Yes, it was.
You know, I had to write my paper on it like 2 terms ago. I was like, yo.
It is one of the best situations you will ever read about concerning war, yo. Listen.
This was stabbing each other in the back, left and right.
Listen, straight up, like I agree 100%. I think the Haitian Revolution should show you. It could show you a lot of stuff. All the intrigue you watch, and how they hype up, say, just think of the political intrigues that they hype up in your history books as, oh, she did this or he did that. The Haitian Revolution is packed with that shit. And it should show you that Toussaint Louverture was not only one of the leaders, but he was also an amazing statesman. Like, he made that shit pop. And then prior to that, I don't think you should take away that it was really a people's movement that showed you that we was equal to everything great at the time when the world was changing to become the modern world. We were a part of it, for real. And just, it's actually a dope story. Like, for real, for real. I hope they make 1,000 movies about it, because there's 1,000 things you could talk about.
It's so many moving parts to that revolution that don't get talked about.
Right. Like I'll be like, yo, that, for real.
When I was reading about all of this plotting and scheming, and man, I was like, yo, this is crazy.
But did he not make it work?
He made it work.
You know what I mean?
He made it. He made it work.
And I got his I basically got all his proclamations, like his words that he wrote down, parts of his diary, the speeches. I got the speech from Dirty Bookman, all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's parts of it. Like, the same attitude that they give the American Revolution, you should give the Haitian Revolution. All of the same types of things went on, if not more, and are greater for us. So that's why I was like, I mean, I could do this. And not fronting. It's still, I'm not going to hit you over the head with a bunch of blah, 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 shit. It's going to be a good joint. Like, you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be fun. But you're also going to really learn facts. I'm just not going to go, you'll see. You'll see what I'm saying. It'll be worth your time.
Hey, the Haitian Revolution. I don't know that podcast we was referring to, if she does anything outside of the United States. But the Haitian Revolution will be a good episode. She'll probably have to do about 2 or 3 episodes on it.
Man, maybe 10. Because you gotta think, 10. All right, so like how I broke it out, it's like 10. You know what I mean? 10 major parts. I ain't go, because you have to be almost a nerd for some of it, and we are, but I don't want to push that on everybody. I know everybody ain't ready to be a super nerd, but the shit that comes out of Haiti is just, it's like all that shit. If you watched anything about Queen Elizabeth, Catherine the Great, if you watched anything about Salahuddin and the Arabs over there, if you watched anything about how they try to whitewash Egypt or North Africa, we'll have a fight. It's okay. You can scream Mediterraneans. Free Hannibal. If you wanna
somebody on this panel brought articles to show that Hannibal was not black. I'm sorry.
Hannibal was not black, bro.
He wasn't. I'm gonna give it up. He's still one of my favorite historical people.
Still referring to the Budweiser calendar that was black.
He was black.
Just because he was all black on the Budweiser calendar, don't make him black.
Okay. One question, and we're gonna get out of here. One question. I got one question for you. For Netta and Deal.
Mm-hmm.
What was sacrificed? What was did that even occur?
During
what was sacrificed?
Haitian Revolution?
Yeah. What animal was sacrificed?
A black pig.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roasted that bitch. I got the speech. I got the whole prayer. That will be officially in it, the whole prayer. But the rest of it, I'm going to only put in parts, and you'll be able to research all of this yourself. Like, again.
So it was a black pig.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it is, but let me make sure.
No. I don't know. I'm asking.
No,
I think it was black pig. Hold on.
I just know. I just know the significance of a black pig.
Listen, when you read this speech and hear this speech,
yeah,
that he gave,
either a black pig or a black dog Yeah, that would
I'm
be.
pretty sure.
The voodoo ritual happens. Enslaved Africans pledge unity.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't got no choice but to go to
Listen,
war.
it's so
Go to war.
much. It's so much that goes on. You're gonna love it. Like,
And then I was hearing.
Yeah, we was right, TK. A black pig.
no,
And
I'm
then I was
certain.
hearing.
He threw me off like he had some other info.
No, I don't know. Let me say that. Then I was just hearing like it wasn't the spirit of Ogun. It was another spirit.
They gotta
I
watch
don't
the scene, or they could grab a book.
I think it was Erzuli Dantor.
See,
there you go.
See, so
get into it.
So you gotta sit, put that link it back, in our little area.
Here, I'm
of
about
the
to
spirit, of that spirit, cause I heard, yeah. Man, shout out to Oloye Shola, man. He the one that told me this. Yup. He said it was something like it was like it got characteristics of Ogun, but it necessarily wasn't Ogun.
Hold on, no, because he never goes in. He don't go in.
Erzule Frida, she's like kind of.
It's Legba with Toussaint, and it's hold on. I think you're right, and I'm getting off track because I'm
the priestess. She invoked Erzuli Dantor. What's her name? Fatima. What was her name?
So it was some Veve somewhere around there then.
Yeah.
I hope they.
I heard somebody say, I never say the name on my channel, that the Haitian Revolution was won because of malaria. Ain't that what the mosquito hole, whatever that mosquito hole?
Why? What brings them to this conclusion?
These motherfuckers, they probably did have some malaria going around, but it was malaria everywhere.
That's what I was about to say. That was a factor to everybody's war. And this is where you get that whole inoculation shit during the winter, and Valley Forge disease is always a problem during war.
Disease is always a problem during war. Like, that's any war. That's just not because of the Haitian Revolution.
And I would say to them that is one of the characteristics of why we don't talk about it enough. Is that they pump it into your head that it was some bullshit when it really wasn't. I would say read The Black Jacobians by C.L.R. James. You could read Toussaint's own words. You could read Christopher. Hold on, let me grab these damn books. He gonna have me pissed.
Oh, yeah, man. For Chauncey asked for some good book, man.
Yeah, first, if you talk about
Dr. Horn wrote confronting the black, how you say it, Jacobian. He was inspired by the original book.
Yeah, Chauncey, man. Anything Dr. Horn, anything Gerald Horn wrote.
Man, anything I tell people.
Yeah, read it.
Dr. Horn gonna put out about 3-4 books. You try to keep up with Dr. Horn, you gonna go bankrupt. But I step anything Dr. Horn write. And he about to come out with the counter revolution in 1893, talking about how America overthrew Hawaii. Well, it wasn't even America. It was some damn white planters overthrew Hawaii. Like that shit with Hawaii really fucked up.
Yeah, they got that's just like the Banana Republic shit.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, y'all. So
just be prepared.
this it. We had 2 hours. I don't want to go over that.
All right. So that's a lot.
I'm finna
peace, y'all.
All right, y'all. Later.
Bye.
As always, man, thank y'all for tuning in, man. Share the show, like the show. Happy New Year to everybody. In the tradition, we usually open up the show with libation. But I feel like Dr. Carr libation was so powerful. I want to play it again, man. Happy New Year to everybody. We gonna continue to go live and post to the channel. Thank you for everybody who have supported, like, subscribe, and share. Peace, man. Have a great week, everybody.
Ashe.
Ashe.
We'll pour to the creative spirit, the great Ashe out of which we all emerge. Ashe.
Ashe.
We pour to that creative spirit by whatever name we know it, whatever name you hold in your heart, in your mind, whatever name your ancestors gave, whatever name you learned as a child, whatever name you believe it to be, whatever name you believe it to be in spirit or in science. Ashe.
Ashe.
We pour to the first human beings who came into existence on this planet, the first human beings who raised the first structures, who cooked the first meals, who taught the first children, who had the first children, the first Africans, the first people, who stood upright, who walked, who figured out how to stay on this planet, who figured out how to pass that knowledge on to their children and their children's children, the mothers and fathers of civilization. Ashe.
Ashe.
We pour the next libation to their grandchildren, their children's children, those who raised the great early civilizations of Kemet and Kush and Monomotapa, the great medieval civilizations of Ghana and Mali and Songhai and Kanem Bornu. We pour to those who the great civilizations of the Igbo people and the Hausa people and the Kikongo people and the Mambara people, the great Mande civilizations, the great Kikongo, the great civilizations of Southern Africa, the Bantu people, the great civilizations of Southeast Africa, the Dinka, the Shilluk, the Noor. We pour to those millions who raised the foundations from which the world would learn what it meant to be human in the world. Ashe.
Ashe.
We pour to their children who were upon the arrival on the shores of people they had never seen before, found themselves captured and marched overland, found themselves perishing by the millions before they were held on the holding cells and the open air pens on the coast of West, Central, Southern, and East Africa. We pour to the ancestors who did not know as they were stripped of all clothing and sent denuded into boats, packed like animals, and strewn their bones across the floor of the Atlantic and the Indian Ocean. We pour to them who in the last moment on Africa grabbed the sand and grabbed the dirt and put it in their mouths and understood that the only thing they might have to preserve their place in that continent was their memory of that place and their ability to pass it on to their children. We pour to them. Ashe.
Ashe.
We pour to those Africans and their children who finding themselves cast adrift in Santiago, Cuba, who found themselves cast adrift in Porto, Spain, Trinidad, and Port-au-Prince, Haiti, who found themselves cast adrift in New Orleans and Charleston and Mobile, who found themselves cast adrift in Salvador, Bahia, who found themselves cast adrift in Barbados and the archipelago that formed the wayward and the windward coast. We found them in these places learning Portuguese and Spanish and French, whose often first words was, "Oh my God, oh Madre de Dios," who found themselves praying to survive and pass on to their children the memories. We pour to those ancestors who are represented in the thousands buried in all the square miles of where we stand, and who sit here buried before us in 400 caskets forged of wood from West Africa with Adinkra symbols. Each one of them, each woman, man, and child, symbolic of millions. The children of those who could not be killed. We pour Ashe.
Ashe.
We pour to their children who somehow survived the hells of enslavement and fought for emancipation in the Caribbean, the French, British, Dutch Caribbean, who fought for emancipation in South America, who fought for emancipation in Central America, who fought the struggles we refer to as the Civil War in the United States, who came out of that, marched out of enslavement through Reconstruction, and found themselves making great migrations, eventually ending up in places like New York. Their children's children, who making a way for themselves, became our great-great-grandparents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our parents. Those who, when the first bones were discovered in this space, held their hands and said, "Stop, no more." We are here to speak for those who can no longer speak with their mouths. We pour for those ancestors, some of whom came to Howard University in 2004 and followed these caskets all the way back to New York. We pray to the great ancestors, the ones whose names we know and the ones whose names we don't. And at this moment, as we pour this libation, I would ask anyone who feels comfortable to say the name of someone in your bloodline who is no longer physically here, but who you know made it possible for you to be here. Go ahead, let's hear the names. Haywood Carr,
Porter Griffin.
Thomas Lee Jr.,
Evelyn Glover.
We pour to the names that we hold collectively. Ganga Zumba in Brazil, Toussaint Louverture, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, and Henri Christophe in Haiti. We pour to the great Avengers, Nanny of the Maroons of Jamaica. We pour to the great ancestors Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, Frederick Douglass. Say the names that you study. Who are the names of the ancestors that you have come to hold in your heart and your mind as you hope that you can do what they did for us, for your children and children's children? Let's say some of those famous names. Malcolm X, Fannie Lou Hamer, John Henry Clark, John G. Jackson, Jacob Carruthers. And finally, two final libations. We pour to those who make it possible for us to do what we do. We pour to these rangers who stand guardian over this sacred space. We pour to these Africans and these folks who have come from Howard University, the staff, the faculty, the administrators who brought us here today to bear witness. This is not a libation, but an affirmation, because their hearts still beat, their tongues still speak, their minds still think, and their minds still wish the best for us. We pour for all of those people who surrounded us on this journey today and made it possible for us to be here. We pour this affirmation of thanks, Ashe.
Ashe.
And finally, we pour to your children's children's children who will one day stand on this space and speak your name. Ashe. We'll pour, Ashe.